Thank you very much. I wanted to seek guidance on this particular one. We have Reuben Sapetulu to come and give a brief vote of thanks, and then we'll close this event and proceed to the refreshment. Reuben Sapetulu, a big hand for Reuben, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. This has been all yours, young people. The entire UN dedicating the commemoration to the needs of the young people, meeting here, answering your questions. You are able to pass here.
The guest of honor, the Minister of Youth, Sports and Child Development, Honorable Emmanuel Mlenga, the United Nations Resident Coordinator, Dr. Komba Magadio, the heads of the United Nations agencies present, the civil society representatives present, the members of the press, my fellow youths, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Reuben Sapetulu, and I'm currently serving as the president for the University of Zambia United Nations Youth Association, which is a chapter from the United Nations Youth Association. I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this auspicious occasion when the United Nations is marking its 75th anniversary. This day is more than just a day to commemorate, but a special day to us as young people, for it has given us a platform to hear the many voices around the world in shaping our future together. I, on behalf of every youth gathered in here, as well as those joining us virtually, would like to thank the United Nations who have shown their commitment towards inclusion of young people in the global conversation, as well as create a platform for youths to hear their voices towards the shaping of our future. And on the positive end, this has sparked the interest of young people, not only to be informed about the global conversation, but also to see their relevance as well as importance in shaping the future that they want to live in. This day practically shows the efforts of both the government, the Zambian government, and the United Nations towards making it possible for us as young people to take the center stage in driving sustainable development. And for this, we say thank you. Allow me to take this opportunity to further thank the Zambian government for their concerted efforts in making sure that the challenges faced by young people get to be heard and addressed. It is for this reason that I justify the importance of youth dialogues, because through such platforms, youths speak and leaders listen, then act with the youths. And by this I mean, youths understand their roles, which gives them the ability to take the center stage in protecting their future. We further seek a lot of efforts from both the government as well as the United Nations, which have pressed with a clear emphasis on young people taking the lead. This day is one of those days which we as young people have been advocating for, so that we can address our own challenges, since we live the everyday reality of our neighborhood, and we acknowledge, or maybe we are knowledgeable about our strength, I beg your pardon, as well as our vulnerabilities, and we understand better on what works for us, since we are the ones experiencing those challenges. I would like to further state that we have seen a lot of progress since the existence of the United Nations in 1945, up to this time that it's celebrating its 75th anniversary. And we are aware of the achievements, which has been overwhelming. However, we cannot run away from the fact that United Nations is also celebrating its anniversary at a time of great challenges, including COVID-19. And with business as usual, efforts and achievements stand to be greatly affected. However, this calls to us as young people to be concerned and be proactive more than ever if we were to solve this great problem. This further calls on us as young people to avail ourselves, as well as our innovation, enthusiasm, and most importantly, determined, since we are the ones who suffer the consequences of failure to solve the problems of today. I therefore urge my fellow youths to take up the center stage in decision making at all levels, so that we shape our future together. I further urge my fellow young people not to engage in activities that will put these efforts to waste, but rather use our energy and creativity as well as our innovation towards sustainable development. And as I conclude, distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen, allow me to thank everyone who managed to make it possible for this memorable event. And I would also love to state that our efforts are not in vain, but an investment into our future. And to the United Nations, your efforts towards making us as young people participate in the decision-making process, as well as take a center stage, is the real definition of leadership and investment in a more sustainable future. And with these few remarks, I thank you and may God bless you.
Thank you very much for the vote of thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been reminded that it's important to stick to public health, Ministry of Health guidelines to mask up. And I know we are required to go into the refreshment room, but yeah, we can balance up between masking up and enjoying the refreshments. So it just somehow has to work that way. Thank you so much. And to all our young people, as we are proceeding to the refreshment room in Kafue, please pass by this cake table and be able to get a piece of the UN cake, and in partnership with government. So we can also partake into that solidarity. We have come to the end of this event, ladies and gentlemen. I wish to extend a huge thank you for you being a very wonderful audience, and those that are following us through social media. We are so grateful that you have been part of this great event celebrating UN at 75. So if you have no idea what 75 is, just think about somebody who is aged 75. And that's how old the UN is. And it has remained consistent, working with governments around the world to deliver development in any way that it has been called upon. Thank you so much. And I invite you to be upstanding as we allow the high table and the UN city members to be led by Charles into the refreshment room in Kafue. We are upstanding, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. UN city members, please, can follow through. UN city members, please, can follow. Remember, our young people, the cake is here. Every one of you, get a bite, proceed to the refreshment room. I'm not very sure how long, how much time we have for the refreshments. Possibly, as soon as they run out, we can also disperse from there. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And
What we want for a world of conflict, we want global peace.